Trek. And of course, their trucks need to be upgraded to get there. But there's plenty of other changes to come, and the changes that are there as well. Let's have a look. Let's go back into the game. There we go. Now, just in case this ends up being the greatest game of all time, and I need to upload it to YouTube, allow me to do a momentary introduction. Hello there, and welcome to the May Balance Mod competitive 1v1 super tournament to end all tournaments. This is massive! That's the high proportion of this introduction over. In the north, you've got Noggano playing as the OKV, or the OKW to call it in English. He's up against Luvnest, who's the Soviets. So we've already spoken a lot about on this stream, a lot about the balance patch and what it does. I'm sure you'll be able to find a link in the comments if anybody wants to supply it. It's basically going to be been appropriated this game after a brief time of feedback with Relic. I'm sure there'll be surveys and, of course, forum-related feedback. They'll be checking .org, Reddit, and, of course, their official forums, most likely. So, yes, this is the balance mod, and this is going to be an awesome matchup. I mean, we don't really need to hype these two players up with regards to each other. Noggano and Luvnest faced each other in ESL so damn much. It was absolutely ridiculous, their rivalry. Nearly as much as Luvnest and Jove, not quite. Obviously, Jove was did have a much longer period of dominance, and he actually knocked Luvnest off his perch. Noggano was no slug, though. Noggano's always been a massive tournament player in Company of Heroes, from Company of Heroes 1 onwards. Arguably had the longer tournament legacy than either Luvnest or Jove. Not to down-talk Von Ivan, our other player playing today. It's a 4-man mini tournament, invitational. Von Ivan, of course, won NA. He won 2 monthlies, actually, and ended up being one of the largest prize winners overall. I can see Mirageflaw in the comments watching this cast right now. Mirageflaw is the guy behind Relic's changes here. He's been like a consultant to Relic, if you will, having had a big hand in making, of course, the competitive mod. Let's talk about the game itself. We've got Penals on the field. Let's go and look at Penals. They, of course, can have the Urban Assault package for 90 munitions, giving PPSHs and, of course, the Rut 9 Flamethrower. So they are going to be great in a map like this, because this is Arnhem Checkpoint, a very urbanized map, as urban as Company Heroes maps tend to get in 1 versus 1 anyway. So that's going to be interesting. Of course, you'll see on your Folks Grenadiers, you can also see the SDG 44 Assault Rifle package, getting 2 assault guns to help with the DPS at medium and short ranges. But yes, this is all about seemingly for Luvnest trying to control the centre, ward Noggano away from this cutoff. Elsewhere, Noggano has been able to cap quite a few territories. He does, in fact, he's now just getting 2 munitions points, the one in the south, and he already, of course, has the one in the north. Conscripts dueling it out over the course of time against this Folks Grenadier here. Got very little health remaining. So he's going to have to tag team out of that house and replace it with fresh Folks Grenadiers in order to keep up the pressure. Because he's seemingly focusing on the north here and focusing on taking Luvnest's cut-off, it seems Luvnest is able to himself go and take his opponent's cut-off. So let's go to the tap map and display that right now. We're having an exchanging of the guard in terms of cut-offs, and neither player will have their high fuel point for much longer. Kubovargan adding insult to injury, gunning conscripts down on retreat. Looks like the Penal Battalion not quite got enough munitions quite yet. Does, of course, cost 90. No teching requirements, just 90 munitions, because it is a lot to spend in the first part of the game. Push away the Stern Pioneers. Conscripts push, continuously trying to push around the cusp. So that's another Penal squad, rather. So he's got 2 Penal squads and 1 conscript, it seems. Kubovargan's actually doing quite well. It's got a kill, and it's been doing a lot of health damage for itself. If we look east, you've seen that this Folks Grenadier is now taking the fuel, not just taking the cutoff, it's also taking the fuel itself. So yeah, this is a hell of a game so far. Let's just check on the kills. So it looks like Noggano's got 11 to Luvnest 7, and that, to be honest, that's probably what you expect with OKW versus Soviet. So this is anybody's game in the early game so far. or a Canverfer out really soon. And look at that, Stern Pioneers throw their medical supplies down for themselves and then go to work repairing the Kubelwagen. That's great synergy from Noggano. He clearly, and of course he does, know this game very well. Here come the guards, and let me just... I just want the balance patch notes up on my other screen, so if I need to look at anything whilst I'm casting, I can do. So yeah, the guards haven't been changed, I don't think. I'm pretty sure of that. Let me just double check. Guards. No changes to guards. But they're on the field regardless, of course. They are quite a strong unit and quite well balanced, might I say. They seem to obviously be a multiple weapon platform in that they can do damage to infantry with their DP light machine guns, but also, of course, put a lot of damage to light and sometimes even medium armor if they snare it with a button. The balance to that, of course, is that they're pinatas and they drop a lot of the weapons a lot of the time. Those Grenadiers can't keep in this engagement for too long against the pinkering of the anti-tank rifles there. Mechanise the first truck to go from Noggano. I think this is because he needs to go for the Puma. Of course, he does have the Rakettenwerfer out, which is just keeping in the north here. But against Luvnest going an early T-70, he's got to have enough anti-tank, and without the Shrek as a possibility for his Volksgrenadier, he's probably going to go for a Puma to complement that. Maybe even follow it up with a Luke's, you know, try and invest in a heavy mechanised regiment headquarters build. Of course, another point about the medkits, of course, it's because he's gone mechanised, but if he'd gone battle group, he would have had to upgrade to get field infirmary anyway. So you might be seeing OKW use more medkits, which is never a bad thing. Shows more tactical nuances to the game. It should be noted that, of course, Noggano has had this heavy fuel point and this one here for quite the duration now. He's got 67 in the bank, having already invested in teching up. It's only 7 minutes in, so that's clear to see that he's got a fuel advantage. Penal battalions have not been able to upgrade yet. He's gone for a mixture of penals and guards. What an interesting build from Luvnest. We've not seen him do that one before. There we go, our first May Balance mod sign. We've got the STGs upgraded from the Volksgrenadiers. Centurion Raid goes in, pushes away this guard squad. Mine goes up, pinning this guard squad. Not often you see that. A consistent amount of health damage done, no fatalities, just the pin. The Volksgrenadiers come in, and they're going to be able to now pick off models. There you go, already getting one kill.
Light tank ready to deploy.
Oh, he's gone for a Luke's first. Interesting. Nice camo as well. Today, these guys are fighting for the entire skin packs. So, of course, that's the historical or the crazy skin pack, I don't want to call it, the custom one, the one with Tiger, Shark, and etc. And then the winner of the entire mini-tournament gets both. And possibly if it's Luvnest or somebody, and he's already got one, he may be able to give one away to a fan or something. Again, we're going to note that Noggano seems to be shredding Luvnest at the moment. He's got a Luke's up, he's had more than fuel than Luvnest over the course of the battle. He's doing bloody well for himself, the Russian. On the other side of the coin, of course, you've got Von Ivan and Jove fighting. They're going to be the other semi-finalists to face these guys. There you go. I just saw something happen on the TAC map. What that was is he's just upgraded the repair station. That's what that signified. Got a bit of a skirmish here with the Volksgrenadiers pushing away the combat engineers. He's going to be able to now take this fuel for himself. Another supply half-track coming on. Is he going to go for Schwer or down to tech to the battle group headquarters? Good health damage done with the STGs, pushing away the guard squad. Of course, a very expensive squad to keep reinforcing. Also, the penals, by the way, they have had a slight, I think it was a time cost to their... Hang on, let me get the balance. Hang on. Hang on. I don't want to sound like an idiot. I don't want to sound like I don't know what I'm on about. Because I genuinely have been reading these patch notes every day. Because they're just so sexually pleasing to me. Here we are, Penal Battalion. I have to keep doing control F searches. Yes, I was right. The reinforced time and the build time has been increased for them. So you can't keep bringing them on the field really quickly, the Stravniki. STG's finding their mark against conscripts. Luvnest's micro doesn't seem to be quite on point at this point in time. He's probably still warming up. I do know that he originally wasn't available for tonight, and then he's become available very recently and come online very recently, so it's clear to me that he hasn't been playing Company Heroes 2 before he started this mini tournament. And it may be showing as this Luke shreds up this Penal Battalion. He does the wise thing though. He does not retreat. He goes north of the shot blocker, then retreats when the Lux has had to itself get out of there. That is experience talking. That is Luvnest. There you go. The Penal Battalion now has their urban assault package up. Let's talk about in terms of victory points as well. Noggano, again, he is really doing well for himself on this particular map. And these two guys, by the way, these two guys, in my opinion, popularized OKW on Arnhem Checkpoint. It was all the way back in Halloween tournament from Rewind Events or whoever they were. They had Noggano versus Luvnest in the finals, I believe, and it was these two guys using OKW on Checkpoint when everybody always told me that they were not a very good faction to use on an urban map, and then I saw these two guys using them and I was like, wow. And then ever since, Arnhem Checkpoint has been home of OKW and not many Wehrmacht players have played it. But of course it is very exciting. A lot of people have been worried about OKW since they saw these changes. How will they perform without Panzerschrecks? Well, if you're not a 4v4 player, the answer is pretty damn well. You know, if you're a top tier 1v1 player like these guys are used to microing and used to using the full tech tree at the full extent of the game. I'm not just dissing casual gamers here, I'm just saying that these guys aren't casual gamers, they're competitive gamers, it's different. So, you know, Shrek blobs, that was never a thing for them. Having a Panzerfaust actually could be deemed more useful for somebody of this level, because you can snare your opponent's tanks and follow up with something stronger. You know, Panzerschrecks don't tend to kill tanks very often at this level. Oh, here comes the urban assault package. Tag teaming into the church, gonna... There you go, flame from the church bells! From the steeple. That's not what you expect. Oh, we've had an infantry group who lost. Who was that? Was that here? Somebody died. That was a Stern Pioneer died. Oh dear God, so it's just swung in Luvnest's favour massively. Because when a Stern Pioneer dies, that is a big loss. Those things cost money. I mean, it's 300 manpower, but it's not a squad you want to be rebuilding at this point in the game. Never nice. This must have been them, I guess. Is that Stern Pioneers? No, that's Soviets. Where did they die? Is this Stern Pioneers? Somebody is Stern Pioneers, and they're certainly dead. That's all I can tell you. Interestingly, by the way, we have the MG34 building from their headquarters command truck. Of course, if you were to go Luftwaffe or defensive, you would currently have an MG42. But no, every OKW commander, because it's non-doctrinal, now gets an MG34, which is going to be very good at crowd control against this horde of Soviet elite and criminal infantry. Somebody's just pointed out that I was looking at the guy as he died. That's very possible. You know, I'm not saying that's not possible. I have made worse mistakes than that whilst casting. In fact, sometimes I just assume that it was probably on camera and just go with it. A lot of veterancy coming in for Luvnest, by the way, guys. So since February, we've now had, or March was it, we've now had infantry bonuses on infantry, and it matters a hell of a lot. I mean, these penal battalions will be a lot more durable as they get to veterancy 3. Look at Luvnest, he's just so on the offensive all of a sudden. He's taken a big victory point penalty, but he's managed to just push back and pen back and peg back Noggano. Newly rebuilt Stern Pioneers pushing away the conscripts. They're going to take the fuel again and also take the cut-off. By the way, the Panzer II has climbed up to 13 kills, not doing badly for itself. Kubelwagen under heavy duress from the Guards. One more shot required from the anti-tank rifle, not going to find it due to the bonus speed from the road. It's always ever so prevalent. Let's have a check on Luvnest's base. So he's had the fuel for a T-70 for a while. That indicates to me that he's probably going for Tier 4. And there's a reason for that. Tier 4, of course, will have the Su-85 and the T-34-76. And they've both been heavily buffed. Or not heavily buffed, both been buffed. Of course, the Su-85 has higher penetration but less rate of fire, and the T-34-76 has been heavily buffed. It's less manpower, and its coaxial machine gun is a lot more powerful. The only way I can make a video quality adjustable is if more people tune in and Twitch give me codecs, which on a Friday night is going to be very difficult because they give it to like the top 500 people streaming at any one time. Luke's on the warpath here. Penals don't stand a chance. There is a mine waiting for him, but they lift through it. Do you know why that was, by the way? The yellow cover is directional come heroes, and it does matter at range. So if the vehicle projectiles hit the cover, you know, on your retreat path, that is genuinely quite beneficial. Pitched engagement here. Noggano is fighting behind this heavy green truck. There's not much that Luvnest infantry can do against that. Look at the STGs as well. With the Kar-98s, the STGs, the Soviet infantry does not stand a chance unless they can close the distance and get some grenades and Rock 9 flamethrowers on the go. MG34 suppressing the Guards very quickly. It's had a little bit of a buff itself in its suppression. Its accuracy rather has been buffed, meaning its suppression enacts itself a lot more quickly. The brackets, somebody's just linked. The brackets are that Noggano and Luvnest won semi-final. Von Ivan versus Jove in the other semi-final. So all best of 3. The winner gets both skin packs, and everybody here today gets at least one skin pack. So it's a full fun tournament just to showcase the competitive, the balance mod, made balance mod. Do not get this confused with competitive mod because there's stuff in the competitive mod that isn't in this, and it will, it'll impact your gameplay. Noggano, by the way, battle group headquarters confirmed. He's also got the Command Panther coming onto the field because, of course, Special Operations Doctrine harkens the call of the Command Panther with its awesome ability of coordinated fire. It's like the marked target of the OKW, as my famed co-caster Stormless would commonly say. More fuel again for Noggano. You'll notice in the east he also has 2 victory points and he's had them for a while. Look at this tandem of vehicles. You've got the anti-infantry, the anti-tank. Both tanks work in symbiosis to create problems for Luvnest wherever he goes. Guards actually getting a few shots in there. T-34-76 is coming out, but I'm not sure how good that's going to be against a Panther. Not sure at all. He's going to want an Su-85, but he's just not had the fuel. Is he going to cancel this? This is a mistake, Luvnest, surely. No, it's on the field. What's it going to do against a Panther? Obviously, he's got 2 Guard squads, which just have hit veterancy now, veterancy 3, but I'm not too sure about this. Ah, he got a rear armor shot in with the anti-tank rifle at range. They're not bad, you know, Guards. And here comes the T-34, only costing 280 manpower. It's got an awesome coaxial machine gun now. That'll do really good damage against infantry. The battle lines are drawn. We've got the Rakettenwerfer, the Panther. They're all waiting for this lovely skin. What a gorgeous skin. It looks like he's Mr. Ice from Batman Forever. Ice to see you. At least in my mind he does. Elsewhere, the Kubelwagen. That's got a hell of a lot of swag on 7 kills. Veterancy 2 is doing really well for itself for a Kubel. There you go, Penal Battalion's pushing away that line. T-34-76 nearly destroying the house. It's now going to hopefully deal with the Kubelwagen. I'm saying hopefully because we need Luvnest to get back into this to make a real big game of it. Oh, nice shot in. Will he pick up the kill? He's going to have to chase down the angles because, of course... Oh, no! Sneaky Kubel goes up and over the vineyard. The T-34 will not get the kill, despite trying to close the distance. The Panzer II Lux is coming to deal with this penal battalion. Urban Assault Penal Battalion. What a gorgeous camo. Oh, he's coming in line of the Rakettenwerfer. Let's take on Fog of War. Not quite there yet. Soon will be. There you go. Shot's going to go in. Boosh! Vet 4, Volksgrenadier can't tango with this penal battalion for too long in that house. He's going to get critted if he's not careful. Oh, there you go. He's had to retreat. He noticed it a little bit late. The T-34-76 has been coordinated fired. Panther's got a big shot in there. It takes extra damage when it's got coordinated fire laid upon it, but it's darted around the house. Ami's house, as it was called in OCF. He's managed to retreat from that situation. Guards rifles plinking away on the Panzer II. Of course, it's not a squad you want to lose too many models of. Let's look at Luvnest fuel. 87. He, of course, needs 130 now. 130 to get the Su-85 out because its cost has been increased because it now has a hell of a lot more penetration. By the way, I know that he has the T-34-85 as a doctrine, but it's interesting that he still went for the 76. Obviously, it's very cheap. Let's look at the cost differential. Hang on one moment. It's 130 for that, and it's 80 for the 76 variant. So that's a big difference, a 50 difference between the 85mm cannon and the 76mm on the T-34. But with the ability to kill medium armor with the T-34-85, you know, obviously the trade-off is there. Got some action in the east as the Panther guns down conscripts. In the centre, it looks like Noggano's holding fast with a trip cap on the go. 220 victory points remaining. Luke's the Predator of infantry. 22 kills. Panther's just sitting there, chilling in the east. Oh, you've got the Stuka Zufus coming out. That's going to be an interesting counter to this hogging these buildings. Oh, nice shot in from the T-34-76. Will he go around the western flank of this, try and get this Lukes? No, he's going to reverse away from the situation because Luvnest is a very wily and experienced player. He does not make gambles he cannot afford to make. Shoe mine laid there in preparation for any rushes in the late game. Sternpine is going to have to get out of there. Does just about do that. That house is basically held up by a piece of sellotape right now. You'll notice in the east on your TAC map, Noggano has gone to take the fuel point yet again. However, Luvnest has managed to get enough fuel, 130, to get his Su-85 on the build queue. He's up against a Panther, Luke's, now the Stuka Zufus getting ready to fire. Hits the house, hits the T-34, and the bush! The bush is down! This is a massive turning... I'm joking. Vet 5 Volksgrenadiers, all the bonuses that affords it. It has infiltration grenades, incendiary grenades, Panzerfaust. How could the Germans lose World War II when you've got guys like these guys fighting for them? Absolutely insane. What do I hear? Oh, it's the Kubelwagen. It sounded a lot deeper than that. MG34 putting, again, very quick and rapid suppression down on the conscript. It was not allowed to take away the cut-off. Luvnest, for now, has the central and the western victory points, so he's stemming the bleed at 181 versus 455. Pop cap, Noggano's close to it. Luvnest barely even 2/3 to his limit. Su-85, let's follow this thing. It's now a beast. Look at that pen! Straight through the frontal armour of the Panther. Oh! Big killing from the Guards Rifle Infantry. Again killing the Stern Pioneers. Third squad is going to have to be built from Noggano. He's lost 2 of those things, 600 manpower total. This folks Grenadier, 21 kills, finally having to retreat away from the Guards. T-3476 done an interesting amount of work actually for itself. I don't know how much of that you can appropriate to the coaxial machine gun, probably not much, but the psychological elements there, and it only cost him 280 manpower. Oh, finally will the Kubel go down! Rakettenwerfer saves the day! This Kubelwagen's been alive for so long. He couldn't afford to lose that T-34. It's one of the crown jewels of his army right now. The Stuka Zufus is ready to fire should he need it. MG34. Now, Luvnest is showing a bit of rustiness here, or not rustiness, but lack of warm-up, because he's thrown that same squad at that MG quite a few times, but this time he's managed to get there. By the way, if he had grenades, if he'd gotten there, his grenade range is now 60% of what it used to be. Oh, where's it going? It was on the retreat path. Running the gauntlet is that penal battalion. That was like something from a Hollywood movie with the an Apache helicopter on the cliff face. You know exactly what cliche I'm talking about. Trip cap in favour of Luvnest. Managing to slowly get back into this. Grenade's going to be thrown over this bush momentarily. There you go. Incendiary grenade. That was a damaging one. Look at these two beauties. We've got anti-infantry, anti-tank, beautiful skins, both from Luvnest. He, of course, is against arguably a much larger army right now, but with the rubber band effect in Company of Heroes 2, the longer you leave it, the more your opponent will come back to haunt you. It's a little bit of a stalemate, a little bit of both players going to make sure their armies are exactly where they want them, and then they're going to calculatedly probe and then push. Which sounded overly sexual, I apologise for that. Pitched engagement here, Kubelwagen now on to 10 kills. It's rare you see a 10 kill Kubel. Again, the Rakettenwerfer finds its mark. This thing is going to keep climbing veterancy. This is the second one he's got on the field, by the way, so he's got more than enough anti-tank. Second T-34 is building, by the way. Let's see what variant this is this time. Hang on. Oh, it's just to hit the field. It was another 76. Wow. There you go. Luvnest is showing you that he really is liking the 76 at the moment. Obviously, it is quite expendable. It's making up for his lack of... Oh god, this is good. This is very good. He's got some marked vehicle on the go. The Su-85 didn't quite hit the mark, though. If it had hit, it would have penned, but it didn't quite hit. It missed the mark quite a few times. Rakettenwerfers, by the way, were waiting. They were lying in wait, and it would have been a trap should he have pushed too hard for that. This tricksy Hobbit MG34 is just keeping any of Luvnest's forces away from this area. Oh god! Kubelwagen in peril. Looks like the T-34 is going for a bigger, juicier target though. It's going for the Stuka Zufus. Will it be able to hit the mark? No, it won't, but it's probed enough. Missing the Kubelwagen. It's going to live again. As soon as it received any health damage, a Panzerfaust could have hit that T-34 and kept it in base. Now that we have Panzerfaust, It's good that every army has... Oh god, that was a big shot from the SU. Let's have a look at Fog of War, see what he can see. Hang on, let me do the little relic shuffle, as I like to call it. Because the casting overlay doesn't quite always work the way you want it to. Sometimes you have to jig it around a bit. Raketenwerfer getting a nice shot in. Keeping this newly built T-34 at bay. Panther rumbling into action. It's had its 7th breakdown of the battle. And they've got really good at repairing it now. Probably just wishing Hitler would allow them to have a Panzer IV or something. Historical jokes, lol. Here we go, 3rd barrage. This time the target's over here. Oh, big hit on the house. He was actually waiting for it to retreat, and he jumped out the other side. So that was basically a swing and a miss. Or as a snooker commentator might say, and that was a bad miss. Panther did just get hit by the SU, but he didn't move away straight away, because of course he does have Raketenwerfer support, so the SU-85 cannot be too careful. This T-34's gone all the way back home after suffering coordinated fire. It's still on him, by the way. We're now at 31 minutes into this game. The victory points are drawing closer. Luvnest on 180, Noggano on 240. It's anyone's game. These units about to be suppressed. No, they dart away from the shoe mine. Just about a little bit of luck there for Luvnest, although he wouldn't have known it. They're having splitting up as well. They're finally attacking this MG34 like they should have done a long time ago. Just saw the Panther II Lukes go down, by the way. Manages to get rid of the... Oh! Raketenwerfer with a satchel charge and flame attack. Oh, another satchel goes in. The Volksgrenadiers do bite the dust. Great attack there, and it was just noticed much too late. And of course, he managed to kill the Panzer II with... I'm presuming these guards, yes, this guard squad here, if you notice, do have one vehicle kill, and that was the Panzer II Lukes. They just plinked their way through it with the anti-tank rifles and managed to snap up the kill. All the while, those 2 infantry squads went there, pushed away 1 MG, managed to kill a Volksgrenadier, and of course take the Raketenwerfer, which is now nearly in base. There it is. So this is a big pickup for Luvnest. It'll be shown on the graph. You'll see on the army value graph. Luvnest. It doesn't actually show, never mind. But it definitely happened. We saw it, right? You were there. I was there. I think it's because it's because Noggano was on. So yeah, Noggano was at PopCap, and then he kind of faltered a little bit. So the fact that he had all that manpower saved up probably helped him in that situation. So Luvnest did him a favour. Here it comes. The Puma is being built, or as my fans would prefer me to call it, the Puma. I say fans. I mean Nemesis. Another Raketenwerfer goes down. Marked targets on the field against the Panther. SU-85 must be in the vicinity, but it itself has coordinated fire. This is the battle of the reconnaissance planes. They're marking targets for both. Both factions here. Oh my God, Stuka on the repairing engineers! It's a catastrophe! It's not a good time to be a Soviet holding a blowtorch. There's only 1 man left of those 3 engineer squads. Jesus Christ! Oh my Lord. The heart rate's gone through the roof on that one. Can we all just take a second to remember the combat engineer corps of the Soviet army that all just died? Here we go, another assault from Luvnest. He's angry about his combat engineers, so he just thrust a T-34 straight at an anti-tank rocket. It's all about this conscript squad with the picked up anti-tank rifle. Doing a good job of pushing away that Raketenwerfer. Elsewhere, looks like the Kubel's gone into the victory point, but doesn't die to the Raketen. And this Kubel is so bloody lucky. He's currently got Mort. Oh, there you go. Mort target on him, and the Raketen finally killed him. At 34 minutes, it was one of the first units built, and it finally dies. Got a lot of fuel stowed away for Luvnest right now. He's having to rebuild combat engineers, though, because he needs to keep what units he has constantly repaired. Oh, vehicle buttoned. Will the SU be able to get the kill? Another big pen goes in. I think Luvnest may be in this. Yeah, he is massively. Noggano's dropped down to 92 victory points. The German looks likely to take game 1 here. This epic best of 3. On the May Balance mod patch. Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh, right, sorry, it was a guard pin from Kuba 9998. That's my bad. Almost another elite Stukazufu shot there. Yeah, I thought it was weird that he used. I see. That's pin from the guards. I never used to see that. Oh, big shot in from the guards. Noggano's got barely anything left. Got 2 infantry squads, but I swear I didn't used to see that guard pin icon. Never mind. My bad. Casters make mistakes. Vet 5 Focus Grenadier having to be used instead of in the centre of battle where they'd be required most. There's only 1 or 2 infantry squads left, so he's going to have to cap the victory point himself. Vet 3 T-34. Oh, we've got a big engagement here. Now this time it is Mart vehicle. T-34's traverse is not able to find it though. The turret is just not moving quick enough. The Puma needs one more shot. Main gun destroyed. It doesn't matter now. The Puma in a really good confrontation has managed to get the kill. Here comes the bigger brother though. Oh, Hero Puma goes down to the Vet 3 T-34. Oh, and the Panther too late to the battle. He's going to suffer for it with the Su-85. Oh, it finally goes down. This time to the stolen Raketenwerfer. 2 vehicles destroyed. Insult to injury. It was stolen material getting the kill there. About the 6th or 7th barrage is now going in. It's on the Raketenwerfer trying to get a measure of revenge against Luvnest. Doesn't quite manage to do it. Does, however, blow up some fuel canisters near that truck. It's not going well for Noggano. 334 victory points remaining. This T-34, by the way, it's got 9 infantry kills, 1 vehicle kill, 11 total. Noggano's pushing the victory points though. He's trying to cap the central one. There's not much to stop him right now. He currently has the eastern one. Little tiny lull in activity as both players lick their wounds and prepare for the final push. Oh, my game paused. I think my game may have just paused. Vet 5 Focus Grenadier ready again. This another Vet 5, but he's only got 2, but they're both Vet 5. It could be dying. He doesn't want that to happen. Noggano, what are you playing at, Sunshine? See, he's trying to get back into the cover of the MG34. That's what that was about. So he does cap the victory point, and the MG34 allowed him to survive with a 1-man squad. That is game knowledge at its finest there. Most players would have hit retreat straight away, but not Noggano. Coaxial machine gun doing its work there. That's not the hull gunner, that's the coaxial. It's the one that's been buffed. Oh, we've got coordinated fire coming from the Panther. Will it be able to kill the Vet 3 T-34? One last gasp effort from Noggano. It was the Raketenwerfer that got the kill, but he won't mind. He's got that kill, and that's what he needed. However, Luvnest has just capped the eastern victory point. Su-85 update. It's on no kills. It's got a lot of penetrations in. I thought that was a 9 on my screen. That's why I was lingering for so long. I was wrong, of course. Looks like that this guard squad is just staying in this house, keeping that western victory point. That's not up for debate. Again on the repairing engineers. This time Luvnest learned his lesson. He took the engineers away just in time. Eastern victory point up for contention. Central victory point being kept by the Vet 4 MG34. So good work from both players right now. 17 victory points remaining for Noggano, though. He cannot afford to target this guard squad. He's got to target this conscript in the centre because he needs to stop this victory point being neutralised. He was thinking of taking the Raketenwerfer into the capping circle, but he couldn't manage to do it. Su-85's just taken a big shot in on the Panther. The Panther's now going for the flank, and this can happen. Because of the rate of fire of the Su-85, you can flank them. But when you've got a stolen Raketenwerfer getting the kill! Max range from that thing! Oh, and that's got to be over for Noggano now. I mean, he has this Eastern victory point with the STG Vokes. He's keeping the one in the centre as well. But I just can't see it happening, in all honesty. Luvnest, with a great deal of expertise, managed to claw this game back. Big comeback from the German. And Forgiven 12 says Su-85 penetrated every hit, and it does now. It does penetrate every hit, almost, against the Panther for certain. And that's because, of course, it's had its massive buff, but rate of fire decrease. Is he firing from the steeple this time again with the flamethrower? That was funny. It was like a flame church. It's not happening this time, unfortunately. Ooh, that was a silly, silly move there from that conscript. Or, penal, rather. Of course, with veterancy now, penals get increased resistance to damage for every man they lose, much like for the fatherland, not for the fatherland. Zeal used to be in Company Heroes 1. Flame damage on this Vokes Grenadier. Multiple angles. This is Luvnest really trying to push back and stop Noggano from staying in this game. Newly rebuilt T-34, the third one to be built in the course of this battle. Splayed rockets coming in. Not hitting the mark. They have got the wrong trajectory there. And there we go. Finally, Luvnest has taken game one after 41 minutes of brutal action. Let's go to the graph to show what happened there. Noggano was winning and Luvnest was losing. That was at about 19 minutes in. And then Luvnest really with some great micros, some great engagements, mostly through anti-tank snipes with a stolen Raketenwerfer and great use of his Su-85. He managed to claw his way back into that game. Noggano lost a lot of his tanks, and it was all downhill from there. Let's go to my lovely, lovely face, because let's face it, you know, when it comes to faces, nobody does faces better than me. But that was a great first game, in all honesty. Really enjoyed seeing that one. Glad that chat received it quite well. Did just see that comment saying turn up game